Take my hand, take my whole life too. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ben. Today I'm coming at you with another video, and this time I'm going to be talking about, well, let me pull up the name real quick so I don't butcher it, but it should be Dicynodont. Dicynodontia, which is that's a clade. That's not a the domain, kingdom, phylum, clade, suborder. I think the clades are under, so it's a suborder clade. Anyways, I'm getting a little off track, but so it's going to be about that animal that looks kind of like a mammal, except it's not. I'm just actually, hold on. So I saw this article and I found it interesting, and so that's why I'm talking about it this week. So anyways, I'm going to pull it up here and I'm going to show you. And so we are going to cut to this right now. Okay, we cut. Woohoo. Anyways, so hold on a minute. So anyways, let's recut. Okay. So anyways, so let's take a look here. So the animal that we were talking about, right, as this obnoxious Pepsi logo that I'm going to try to fix. But anyways, so cave art discovery depicts an animal that went extinct 280 million years ago, baffling scientists. So by Eric Rawls, he's an Earth.com staff writer. That's where this is from. Hold on, I'm going to see if I can stretch things out and not show so much of the dang Pepsi, because I am not sponsored by Pepsi. Let's see if we can focus on the stuff that actually matters. Cut. Okay. Anywho. All right, so let's go back here. Why did it kick? Freaking Pepsi ads. Anyways, so here we go. Dicynodont. That's what this animal is. They ruled the Permian period more than 250 million years ago, well before the first dinosaur hatched. Let's take a look back up here. The Karoo stretches across more than 150,000 square miles of semi-arid South Africa. Right? Good opening line. And then we jump back down here to this Dicynodont. And I like this. I find evolution in animals, but evolution in particular, like how do we go from this to that? Very fascinating. Anyways, so basically they find cave paintings in this area from humans before modernity, and when we have actual records and that. So they find the cave paintings. That's about the only thing that they pull. That's at least a major part of what they have for evidence of what these people were like. Anyways, so they talk about the cave paintings. And so here's the thing. When researchers first cataloged the panel, they guessed the creatures might be a rain-making spirit. This interpretation fits San cosmology, where serpents often control clouds. Yet even a mystical animal usually borrows details from reality. Hoof shapes, horn curls, or in this case, tusks. The puzzle lingered for decades. A fresh investigation took a different angle. Right? The printed outline with dozens of Karoo fossils, a paleontologist noticed striking overlap. Head shape, tusk angle, and body proportion mirrored those of a typical Dicynodont skeleton. How is evidence that the sand looked at fossils and painted what they saw does more than solve an art mystery? It stitches together culture, geology, and memory across staggering spans of time. In the Karoo, one can touch the Triassic bone, read a 19th century pigment trail, and hear present-day scholars debating both. Each element enriches the other. The horned serpent panel stands as a quiet reminder that the urge to understand our planet's past didn't begin in lecture halls. It began wherever someone knelt beside a curious rock and started to wonder. That's a really great closing line, actually. Anyway, so yeah, if the cave painting really captures a Dicynodont, it predates formal paleontology. Western science first named the species in 1845, yet the horned serpent panel was finished no later than 1835. So, anyway, so they believe that this, which unfortunately, I kind of have an issue with this because I see legs, which that could be like a gazelle or something like that. I kind of see the horn there. Somebody probably have to draw it out, and maybe that's something I can do on a later date. But for now, I'm not going to do that. Anyways, so what I want to share with you more importantly, I just find this interesting that they thought this, and it'd be cool if they were able to discover records of a dinosaur, and honestly, Illuminati confirmed everything happened all at once, and there's no such thing as dinosaurs. The government is out to get us, and we're all going to die at the hands of frogs. Anyway, so on a serious note, I just want to talk about the Dicynodont. And so there are some good pictures online and descriptions. And so I decided to take my AI software. I bought an AI picture software, AI photo generator, and I am going to show you my work on that because I think it's just cool. Okay, we're a little ahead, but let's scroll down. Here's one of the pictures that I feel like. I like this one as accuracy, but the coloring maybe not it. And then he's got like leaves on his back, right? Let's check and make sure that I got this in a good position. Actually, that's not bad. Hold on. I got to move the thing and then that's actually fairly decent positioning. There we go. Now it's dead center. Anyways. Cut. Okay, there we go. Let's shrink me. Anywho, so here we go. You got that. Did it move again? Yeah, it moved again. I'm mad. Stay put. Sorry, I got off track. But, it moved again. Dang it. I don't think it's going to stay put. Anyways, you guys can stick around to watch me get mad at every single time that I tried to switch. Okay, frick. Okay. That's probably better. No! What does it look like now? I'm going to quit fighting with it because this is stupid. Cut. Okay. All right. Anyway, so clearly you can see the picture now, and this is not worth my time to... Let's shrink me a little bit more, cut that, and get out of there before I get angry. Anyways, I like that one. It moved again. I'm upset. But anywho, here's the deal, right? So here's another one. This one's one of my favorite. I would say this is my favorite. Yeah. And it moved again. Up. Cut. Okay. Hopefully that didn't move. That did not move on magic. Anyways, so here we go. You got this, right? It's got more ridgeback. I don't think in descriptions it describes that they have ridgebacks, but also, when you think about 250, I think, million years ago, you may not be 100% certain what their skin was like. You may have an idea, but you probably don't have the best understanding. Anyways, I just want to have an excuse to show these pictures, quite frankly. Actually, I just recently generated these, so it's not like I've had these for a long time. The only thing is I think the legs are supposed to be stubbier and shorter. Shorter, more importantly. That's some of the pictures that I've seen. But I don't think this is completely off track, honestly. Anyways, let's move on to something else. This isn't it. This is just a pig with horns on its head and some grass on its back. Anywho, so we're going to keep moving up. Most of these aren't. I don't think that's it. That just looks like a T-Rex on 4 legs. This right here, T-Rex on 4 legs. And so that kind of does too. Which I know that's a big distinction. This one's kind of cool, even though I don't think it's accurate. It's kind of got the face of like a turtle, a long neck turtle. So what is it? Can you see them all as I'm scrolling? Yes. Okay, so I'm okay. As long as I keep it about mid. And then here's the cool part that they just added to Midjourney. That's the software I use. Not sponsored by Midjourney, but this is a cool new feature that they've added. I'm going off on a rambling, but let's focus on, actually, I like this one. I think this one actually, it looks kind of like a Triceratops. It reminds me of Sarah from The Land Before Time. Maybe I'll pull up a picture and slide Sarah in there. But anyways, so this is all the AI generated. I do pay for this. You can get some free hours, but it's a better experience if you pay. Anyway, so we had Sarah. That was one of my favorites. This one is close to Sarah, except it looks, well, no, not really. That looks more like a warthog, honestly. Anywho, let's go to the cool stuff, right? Let's look at that, right? It looks kind of grainy, so I'm going to pop out, but that's cool. And then you have little pterodactyls, I'm assuming, flying in the background. And so this is kind of cool. Anyways, so that's really it for this video. At this point, I'm distracted. I'm not focused on the article. I just thought it was cool that they identified cave paintings. I'm not 100% sure if, like, because I'm sure there's debate, and, like, I can't even see what they're talking about in the cave depiction. So maybe it's true, maybe it's not. There are people that, study this and spend a lot of time on it, so I imagine they have something. But, and it is a good point, to have the tusks, that is a good indicator, because if that's a crucial point of being a dicynodont, then that's a good place to start. Oh, one last thing. Let's focus on this, right? Is that the image, like, this is just funny because the tusks are out of his mouth and he looks like he's about to eat them. But realistically, the tusks are supposed to be in his mouth. The AI just got confused because it said too thin, downward pointing tusks, right? And so, therefore, it's not in his mouth. It's in front of him. Anyways, that's kind of cute. Some of these dinosaurs are cute. I'm a huge fan of this noble-looking pig. But I did put that in the description to be fair. But it's a size thing. That's one of the things I struggle with, is sometimes you got to be careful. Because using human artistic language can be confusing for AI. But anyways, maybe I'll figure it out later. People give me some tips. Anyways, so let's end it here. I've been rambling for far too long. I always thought I'd be good at vamping, but usually I kind of run out of gas and I don't talk enough. Anyways, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. It was very interesting looking at this stuff. I really like the concept of dinosaurs and evolution and, where we come from and where we could be. Likely, I don't think humans will evolve because medically we have basically made natural selection unnecessary, which is a really good thing, actually. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Oh, I got to show you something cool. I bought this Pudgy Pig pop before I leave. Pudgy Pig. Anyways, the reason I'm not 100% looking at you is because I'm staring at my computer screen, which is probably pretty obvious. But anyways, Pudgy Pig, right? So he's from Power Rangers. He's a villain. He's really cool. Anyway, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. Please like, comment what you thought of this video. So, Power Rangers, right? Pudgy Pig, I wasn't really showing it that well. Get some light off of it so you can actually see it side angle. Anywho, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. Please like, Comment what you thought of this video. Comment what you thought of what I was talking about. And subscribe. I will see you all later.